Act. The other was the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, which would create more opportunities as it relates to making it easier for people to register to vote and people to vote. Well, what happened is once President Biden got elected, VP Harris got in office, a lot of people blamed them for those bills not passing. You know, I don't know how many of you remember Schoolhouse Rock and all the shows like that where they talked about, I'm just a bill.
I'm just a bill.
Exactly.
And you know I'm a bill.
We need to bring Schoolhouse Rock back because our kids and young adult millennials, they don't know nothing about how the different levels of government work. It was 2 U.S. Democratic senators that stood in the way of overcoming the filibuster, which would have got both of those bills passed. Now, both of them left the Democratic Party, and now they're independents. So why am I saying this? Because we have to have a better understanding as a race of people of how government works. And if once we understand that we can't just send Kamala Harris to the White House. We've got to send them with some help, like Colin Allred, who is running for U.S. Senate. Right. If we get more people like that in the Senate, we know the House is about to turn. We're about to have the first black Speaker of the House right here in the United States. So Hakeem Jeffries was Kappa Band. Yeah. But we got to make sure that we send them with help. And then once they get there, we don't just expect them to do the work. We get behind them and we support them and make sure they have the help they need. Then we can get the type of legislation passed that's going to keep us inspired and motivated about what the future would look like for our children and grandchildren.
Well said. Well said. That's what we need. We need to start right now by turning Texas blue, you know. But what we got in the State House,
oh Lord,
Hot Wheels. Oh, y'all can't say Hot Wheels? Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all can't say Hot Wheels?
Oh, I just called all this we talking about.
Come on, man. Don't we have an attorney general who's indicted? We got an
attorney general who's indicted.
We got a criminal attorney general.
Lord help us.
But Casey said one other thing. I know a lot. I started out telling about what happened 70 years ago. All of you all know COVID was devastating for black and brown people.
Yep.
And for Donald Trump to deny it, slow walk it, not care about our communities, ought to give you all the evidence, you know, of what he thinks of us. And they were like, shit, let them die.
Right.
You know, we need some of these people to be called out. Mm-hmm. Those are our families, and it does make a difference who sits in that White House. And with the attack, as Emmitt said, and I've stopped using the words, Tracy Abrams reminded us, the goal of equality and equal opportunity is written in the fabric of this country, as imperfect as it is. It's in our Constitution. It's in the Bill of Rights.
Right.
It's in so we don't need to apologize for that because we can do our thing. I'm not worried about us. We can do it. But it does make a difference. And I know a lot of young folk would say, well, if I vote, it doesn't matter. It really does.
It does.
Whether or not we have access to quality education, whether you have access to jobs, whether you have the ability to go start a business and get funding for a business.
Make up of the Supreme
It makes
Court.
a difference. And we haven't spent a lot of time on it any time. But y'all, this Project 2025 is real.
Right.
So don't act like
Social Security's
you're
on
going to
the
be surprised.
Yeah.
You know, when I grew up, it was mean. It used to hurt my feelings because there was this horrible saying, if you don't want black people to know something, put it in a book.
Right.
And you all can't act like, oh, we didn't know Trump was going to do it. He has told y'all ever since what he did to those poor kids in Harlem during the Central Park matter to what he's done, the way he's treated tenants. And Emmitt talks about business. Donald Trump has put more small businesses.
What did he do to the Atlantic City?
Bankrupt. What he's done, because he don't pay his bills. He doesn't care about anybody.
Right.
So don't act like you don't know. But there's a better way. There's a better choice. That's why we're all here supporting Kamala Harris. And let me tell you, nothing would be more fun than for Chill to have us back out here.
That's right.
The week after the election, because can't nobody celebrate the way we gonna celebrate.
Man, what?
When we elect the first black woman
Hey.
to be the president of the United
And
States.
I'm glad you said that we got an election because we know ain't nothing going to be decided on November 5th.
That's right.
They going to tie that thing up. We will have no results.
Now, I will tell you, I'm optimistic because I've watched Trump. He's already started lying, crying about cheating because he knows he's getting ready to get his little orange trash truck driving himself.
Hey, we don't have to call the man name. I mean, everybody know who he is, and they know what he's all about. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you smart enough to recognize, right from wrong, and I think a lot of people are. But here's the thing that I also want us to understand too. A lot of folks is just voting with their capital. They know that man is not right. They know he's not just, and they voting with capital, and they voting for taxes to be lowered and everything else. But you have to understand. We have to understand, and this is where we fight at. We fight for the taxes to be where they are. Now, I'm hurting myself. I'm part of that 1%. At least I used to be, until they start giving out these contracts they're giving the NFL players today. So I mean, but at the end of the day, that 1%. Has tax breaks and tax cuts that most of us in here, some of you in here, can't even get access to.
That's right.
So therefore, they gonna be fine. When the milk rises 2 or 3 cents, it ain't gonna affect them. I trust you. They flying around their G550s. They flying around their Citation 10s. They going to this island, that island, this Europe and that place and everything else. They living in high hotels. They eating food and steaks and everything at Emmitt out in Las Vegas.
Right.
So they dining and still doing what they doing. The ones who are suffering the most.
I heard that. I don't know if y'all heard that.
Yeah, you heard it.
Go to Emmitt in Las Vegas. He opened a nice steakhouse in Las Vegas. I've been there. It's great.
Please come. But I say this because they're doing that.
Yep.
They're doing that, and they're gonna be fine. Right. But the ones who are suffering the most are the ones who have the least.
Right.
And so when a 2-cent rise up on a gallon of milk or something rise in gas and so forth, you and many of us in here and where we come from are the ones who suffer the most.
That's right.
So when you start thinking about what he's talking about, they talking about lowering. She's gonna lower taxes. You want her to raise taxes. You want her to raise those taxes so people can pay their fair share. Trust me. I understand, because when you're doing business, you see things that you otherwise up there that you don't see down here.
That's right.
And I ain't gonna get into the details of what you see up there, but when you see stuff up there, you be like, oh, so this is what this is all about.
Yeah,
okay,
that's how they're getting over.
Well, they ain't getting over. They taking advantage. They taking advantage of a system that has afforded that opportunity.
That's right.
And so if you don't rise to that level, you'll never see it.
Right.
And so you only think that this is what you know, and that's all that you know. Here's the thing about what I'm talking about. Exposure is the word that I'm going to use. When you're not exposed, you're only limited to the knowledge that you know from your four people.
That's right.
That's it. And if they only know thousands, you only manage thousands. Until somebody makes hundreds of thousands, then now they're talking hundreds of thousands. Then until somebody makes $500,000, now you're talking about $500,000. Until somebody learn how to make millions, now they're learning how to make millions. And then you learning all these other things that you didn't know before. I had to learn that the hard way. I had to learn it coming out. I mean, my parents never, ever made over $100,000 combined.
We pay more in taxes than our parents.
Yes, we do. He's absolutely correct.
We're glad to do it.
And glad to do it. You know, people talking about taxes. I'm like, that's a small price to pay to live here in the continental United States, which we call the greatest country in the entire world.
That's right.
I mean, I didn't have no problem writing the government a $4 million check because I made 20.
There you go.
Okay, fine, take it. Leave me alone. Let me get on and do it. But you get the gist of what I'm saying in terms of what you're looking at and what you're hearing, because those are the things that you're gonna be out there voting for. Is stuff for you and I. Because at the end of the day, if you survive, I'm still gonna benefit.
That's right.
Because I'm gonna make money no matter what.
Right.
Because when the market is down, guess what? They still making money. When
Right.
the market is up, they still making money. And guess who's sitting there? Because you don't have money in the market.
Yeah, you do.
They don't. A lot of people don't have money in the market, Ron.
Well, but I'm saying
A lot of that 98%.
We don't know it because our parents work for the government.
That's right.
And you don't realize your teacher's pension,
Yep.
your public employees' pension, then they turn around and give it to these same fools that out here saying anti-DEI.
Yeah.
Bill Ackman, biggest hedge fund is getting money from CalPERS,
Yep.
Texas
Yep.
Retirement.
Taking your money.
So, yeah, our money is there, but follow the money.
Right.
Vote
Follow
your
the money.
interest.
Vote
I will
your
do.
interest.
But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep coming back to the fact. Ain't that hard. You want things to be different? You want us to keep going forward? Just go vote.
Yep.
Please vote.
And vote for somebody at least that thinks about you more than they think about themselves.
Right. I appreciate you guys. Again, can we give a round of applause for the esteemed panel here?
Thank you all for being out.
Before we let them go, because this is Halloween, and Emmitt got to go trick-or-treating with his son.
I got to go pick him up. He
He
already tricked
got to pick him up. Emmitt,
Yeah.
Russian champ. All-time leading rusher. I got to ask you a question. The Cowboys got the worst rushing game in the NFL. How crazy is that?
Lord have mercy. Here's the thing. You can be committed to running the rock and not have the personnel to help you get it done. And I think that there's a desire, but I don't think we have the proper personnel. From my experience, and I don't want to talk negative about not one player, but I'm going to just say this. My last year with the Dallas Cowboys was completely different than my very first year with the Dallas Cowboys.
Right.
Or my first 2 years. And the Cowboys was coming off 89, which was 1-15. So one would think we did not have talent in 89. Then that same talent, some of it was weeded out, but most of that talent came in 90.
Mature.
And we were starting to mature. And then in 91, we were there. We were there because we went 11-5.
Right.
And so, and everybody was working together towards the crescendo and building up. And then this thing called free agency come around after we won our very first Super Bowl.
Right.
It came around after the second one. Things started to change. The dynamics of managing the salary cap, kind of like managing the budget of the United States of America and managing the budget of your household. Today, I think our salary cap is out of whack because it doesn't afford us the opportunity to go get quality players. Instead, when I mean by quality players, I mean, yes, sir.
I love you. I've been a Cowboys fan longer than you've been here.
Yeah.
Who picked all them players when you won that team? Who was that?
Well,
Jimmy Johnson.
well,
We
you
got
said
rid of Jimmy Johnson.
you said it.
It is a sad thing that one of the high points of my time as mayor is I hosted the very last Dallas Cowboys Super Bowl parade in 1996.
You went out on top. You went out on top.
And all I'm saying, everything you said is right, but if it's talent, then it goes back to who's picking the talent. And don't talk to me about the salary cap when you fly into practice on your helicopter.
Oh, my God.
When you go hang out on your yacht to avoid COVID, when you sit there and see 95,000 people in the stadium, read Forbes, I'm the most valuable franchise in the world.
Ron.
Look, I can say it. You can't.
It's okay. It's okay.
Jerry doesn't want to put money in the team.
And I'm gonna say
He's the
this.
smartest businessman in
Yes,
the league.
no doubt.
And the worst general manager.
No. He's
And
putting money
set
in the
up-
team.
No, he
money in
ain't.
the team.
No.
He's just
Not
putting
where-
he's
he
just putting a
putting
lot of
it-
money into certain players.
Emmitt.
And it's jacking up the salary cap so he can't maneuver to get quality players in there to help support the money that he's invested in his big time
Yeah,
players.
but Emmitt, if y'all hadn't had Michael Irvin, if it wasn't nobody on the team but you and Troy, and all the defense know we had to do, you throwing to me and
Yeah, but they had an
Chase
offensive
Wright.
line, though.
No, but I'm saying if they didn't
I had
have
quality players.
that,
Yes.
you had everybody. You had a defense.
Exactly, because all of it fit within the confinement of the salary cap. And so what I'm
Jerry.
saying, when the cap started getting a little whack and players like Troy started to retire, players like Michael was retiring, players like Eric Williams was gone, Nate was gone.
Quit covering for him. This
No,
is a Jerry-created problem.
no. I'm just saying the quality of players went down.
Right.
and therefore we start going like 5-11 and 6-10.
Let me ask you this.
That was
stuff like
that's
that.
them Campo years.
Did New
I
England
ain't
win
going on
7
that.
Super Bowls after the salary cap and free agency?
No, they managed it correctly.
They managed it.
They managed it
What's the word?
correctly.
And did the
Manage
Kansas City
it.
Chiefs just win
Manage
too?
it.
They managing it correctly.
Management.
And what I'm saying, they
Management
got
manages.
also quality players around, guys.
But
too.
who picks those players? Not the coach. The general
I
manager.
never said who.
We've had the same.
Can y'all let Emmitt get his point out?
This is what he missed the most. He missed debating the most. But at the end of the day, he's right. I know I'm right because right now, like I said, you got CeeDee Lamb, you got Dak Prescott, you got some of those great cornerbacks that we actually have. Michael Parsons still has to get a new contract. And at the end of the day, there's a such thing as C and B players. And there's a such thing as C and D players. And what I'm trying to tell you, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, those are your A players. They really are. And Michael Parsons is an A player. So is Trayvon Diggs. So is Bland. I mean, that defense and DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, these are quality football players. You just don't have enough of them. You don't have somebody in the middle big enough to stop the run, and you don't have a bad enough linebacker to fill the gaps.
Right.
So at the end of the day, if you got one that's a mature guy. But even my own at the age of 35, I couldn't do the things that I could do at 25.
Right.
But he's giving you the best he got right now, and sometimes that best just ain't good enough to compete against some of this younger talent because you're older and sometimes guys just not as good.
Right.
And so when Jerry said we got talent, he was lying.
No, we know.
He was lying. and so
we're looking at this.
And so when he
stuff
came
every
back,
week.
he said we're not as
We
talented.
know.
Then he contradicted himself.
Well, he
a couple
always
weeks
does
ago,
that.
he said we got talent. We got enough talent to win. Then just about a week and a half ago, he said, well, we're not as talented as I thought. Well, you knew that from the beginning.
So instead of firing the head coach, won't he fire the general manager?
Well, that's not happening.
Well, when you
And we're not
have
gonna
you
win.
ever have you ever heard of a millionaire telling a billionaire what to do? That's kind of what we're trying to tell society right now. Society out there and these businesses and everything else, they doing what they want to do because they putting money in their packs, they voting their dollars, their pocketbooks, and everything else. But the reality is, that's why I say if you look at the heart of people, they're gonna tell you who they are. They're going to tell you they are.
And
Because
look, I got to say it. I hadn't had this audience, but I get it. But we were reading today. Every NFL owner but one is giving all their money to Donald Trump. And I know Jerry says.
Okay, you know who gave the most money, though? You know who gave the most money of any owner? The Mavericks owner.
Yeah, but he's
100
giving his,
billion.
I said NFL.
I know, I'm just saying.
No, not the man. Mark Cuban's giving his
No.
money to Kamala
No,
Harris.
the new owner.
No, the new owner.
Oh, yeah, that's his mother-in-law.
Sands,
Yeah, Samuel.
Adelson.
But my point
Adelson,
is,
that's it.
look, but your vote counts more. She can give $100 billion, but she got one vote. You all can give $10, but if you all vote and do what Clarence and Emmitt said, go get your family to vote, we totally neutralize them. We've never had more money. We've never had more power. All we had was that collective vision, that collective spirit, that we were determined, as Emmitt said, take this country as imperfect as it is, make it live up to its ideals. That's all we got to do.
hey, man, if you look at the United States as a team and versus adversaries, blacks, whites, Republicans, Democrats, look at us collectively and those who have the right heart and the right spirit for the United States. They ain't just talking about somebody want to march for white supremacy and all that kind of stuff, because that should never, ever exist. That should be gone by now. We've seen what that looks like. We know what that caused. We know all these things. We just got to come together and be willing to face the music of our past and really move forward to trying to educate folks around this is where we come from. This is how we got to this place. This is where we want to go. And can we get people on the same page that this is where we want to go, and we'll get there. If we don't, we're going to continue to have this separation between church and state and everything else. Even the evangelicals, they are quiet. They're not. They voting. They voting for this guy, and I'm looking at the spirit of a person. I'm saying, oh, really?
Right.
This is what happened to Christianity? What happened to this
Right.
and everything else? Y'all okay with this man grabbing people by the crotches and everything? Y'all okay with this man doing what he's doing? And I'm like, come on now. Where's the moral compass? Where's the moral compass of society? And I think it's out the door. And
they look like hypocrites.
No, they are hypocrites. They don't look like it. They are, because, I mean, when you know somebody's bad, as I got in trouble at the University of Florida one year, and it wasn't because I did something. What I did not do was convince the guys not to do what they did. That was my fault. I did not take the leadership role, and I learned a very valuable lesson in that. You know, guilty by association.
That's right.
And if they're going to vote for that man because of who he is and what he's already displayed, even those 30-some counts, they're guilty by association.
They're accomplices to whatever crime he commits.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt. And they're going to have to deal with God on that one.
You know, Chill, let me say this. Ron brought up Project 2025. How many of y'all heard familiar with Project 2025? Not enough people. Let me tell you. If they're willing to put together a 925-page document and make it public, can you imagine what private plans they have? Can you imagine what they have in mind? And all of these things are based around executive orders, which means it don't matter who's running the House, who's running the Senate. These are executive orders that the president can put in place, can remove career professionals and replace them with political appointees who are going to follow what Donald Trump say. And this man got the nerve to say, I don't know nothing about no Project 2025. Sometime I wonder, I'm saying, have I ever heard him say the truth? Because he lies so much. Yeah. Once a person show you who they are, what you supposed to do?
Believe them.
Believe.
Listen, we're going to believe in the truth, and we're going to believe that justice is going to happen. All I know is this, for you sports believers and you sports common believers, the last time the Dodgers won the World Series, the next Tuesday, Trump lost the election.
Uh-oh. There we go. Let's go Dodgers.
2020. The last time the Dodgers won the World Series, Trump lost the election. You know what happened last night?
That's deep. That's deep.
The Dodgers won the World Series. So hopefully next Tuesday, the truth's going to come home. Again, we appreciate these guys coming out.
Chill.
Thank you, Emmitt.
Thank you.
The Honorable Mayor Emeritus, Councilman Thomas. Thank you guys for coming out.
Appreciate
Cowboys and Chill. Appreciate you,
We got to
man.
give a shout out to my man JJT.
JJT's coming in. We're going to have a little Cowboys talk.
Raider Nation.
Yeah. Man, appreciate you guys.
Hey, look at you.
Raider Nation. It's you, man.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still say roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with Jay, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. Used to size off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep her here, but call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it, yeah. Count it. Lately I just wanna run it up. Yeah. I just be off the dome. I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clothes. Yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be we gon' roll along. Yeah, I've been really in the field, by the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah, Counter-Strike a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Let me crack your cranium and fertilize your brain.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Read me can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Four. I got 3. Come on with it. Who got 4? All right. Mic check. I got 3. I got 3 on it. Okay, appreciate everybody for jumping in and tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Come on with it. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right, can you hear me? Come on with it. Come on with it. Come on with it.
Yeah, okay, now I got some volume.
Yeah, you got volume now. Volume. I guess he got 4. All right, we're going to get this show on the road. We had a great time today. Appreciate everybody for tuning in and being part of these type of conversations that rule the nation. Yeah. It's going to be, what'd you say? Oh, yeah, well, we're gonna turn it all the way up then, Yes, indeed. We're going to do about 15 more minutes of this great conversation. No doubt. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
What you say?
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay,
we
it's
can
good.
just yeah. We good. We
All right,
already
I
lit.
want you. This is again. We reset. Okay? We
reset.
talk politics. We talk the election. Now we're gonna talk Cowboys. People still party. Don't worry about the DJ in the back. We're gonna talk a little Cowboys here. Just we're gonna hit it and quit it real quick.
Yeah.
But first, who we sponsored by?
Frenkel and Frenkel Law Firm. If you ever in a jam, if you slip and fall at work, or you get into a fender bender, be sure to call Frenkel first, and that's 817 or 214-33, and all of the 3s you can dial. Call Frenkel before you call 911. How about that? That will help you out. Come on with it.
It's Clarence Hill. We got Law Nation, producer extraordinary, who making all this thing happen.
Yeah.
He doing all the magic in the background. Of course, down on my left, we got the black freshman, John Jock Taylor.
Come on with
the
it.
Ohio State University. And
OH.
And
OH.
of course,
Go Bucks.
my man, the ambassador,
Yes, sir.
Stacey Elliott, ambassador of Elliott. The man, you done gone viral the last month.
It's
Come
your
on
fault.
with it.
It's your fault. I can't blame John. It's your fault.
I like, man, it ain't proper. Like,
It's the rubber band man. Yo, come on with it. Don't you?
Bring them 10 bands.
I got
10
the man's with me, John.
Bring them 10 bands.
Believe that.
He done gone viral. He done gone viral.
And I didn't order them from Amazon.
Come on with it.
All right?
All right.
Ain't no cap in here.
Oh my God, this is funny stuff. But it's must win. I think it's a must win game this week. Coach Jock don't think it's a must win game. We've been arguing all day.
Whoa.
We've been arguing on
I didn't know his take on that.
2 different podcasts. He think the season over. So
It's over.
2 different podcasts. We've been arguing all day. Law, what you think? Must win Atlanta. If they have any hopes of salvaging their season.
Well, the only hope would be is that we got Bland hopefully to come back, and it may not be a situation because now you got Trayvon Diggs with Calvin. He didn't practice. So, hey, it's God. I can't stand you right now. Because before the season started, he was like, this is
he'll
Dave
be out a
Campo.
couple weeks. He'll
He
be
said,
back.
he said this is the Dave Campo era. He said it's going to be a 5-11, 5-12 type of year.
Why you mad at me?
Because you spoke the truth.
Well,
I can't stand the truth.
Hold on, Law.
Truth the hardest pill to swallow.
This is the Clarence Hill.
I just try to keep
The insider.
Come on, man. The insider.
I
That's what it
I
is.
try to keep it real and honest. I've seen it all.
Okay.
You don't invest in the team and things that
Right.
they've done and how they've handled things. They projected things positively, like the offensive line. You know, the offensive line. You can't blame the backs. You can't blame the quarterback when they can't get nothing done up front, and it's because they tried to convince themselves.
They lied to themselves.
Well, lied to themselves, convinced themselves the offensive line would be better with 2 rookies and a declining Zach Martin and I don't know what's that right tackle right now.
Oh, okay. Well,
They got a nice pedicure.
Hey, but can I say something about the
Better
offensive line, though?
Yeah, go
Talk
ahead.
to me.
Honestly,
Talk to me.
you know I'm an actual fat guy.
Right. You play linebacker though.
I did play linebacker.
Okay.
And there's some basic things that a linebacker has to cover.
Correct.
An inside linebacker, an outside linebacker in this modern era, an edge rusher.
Correct.
Okay. You can't run a 32 ISO or inside run and the inside linebackers never picked up.
Okay.
You can't blame inferior talent to poor blocking scheme.
Right.
You can't blame
rookie tackles or offensive linemen for coaches who just woke up one day, never played football their whole life.
It's facts.
And now they want to coach in the NFL. And they're not coaching. So, hey, I could have made some of those plays last week playing inside linebacker.
Well,
now, Clarence, I may not be able to get back up.
That's too totally
That's a whole other story, John.
But we
Well, I
get
mean,
up.
well, the problem here is that, and when you're talking about 3rd and 5, they let the best linebacker in football go unblocked.
Right.
Okay, because we were like, why are you running the run play on 3rd and 5? Well, it might have worked if you ought to block the guy, but that's the problem.
Yeah.
You spent the bye week saying we're going back to the basics. You spent the bye week talking about communication.
Yeah.
The first 5 plays of the game, you got communication breakdown.
Correct.
So what was you doing during the bye week? Today, we're talking this week, and they got problems. They had a bad walkthrough. How you have bad walkthrough?
Come on with
you go
it.
from the classroom to the field.
Wow.
From the classroom. So you can't even take what you learned in the classroom, not to a full-speed practice,
To a walkthrough.
to a walkthrough.
But what did the quarterback say about that today?
What did he say?
He said not enough. He didn't name names, but he said not enough. Actually, he said you have to take this stuff home and study it. You have to do more than what you get in school. What that sound like? When your mama and your teacher used to tell you, you got to do your homework. You got to spend some time on your lesson. If you're not getting that algebra, you got to spend extra time. These cats are at the facility. They do what they do. They go home and they're not putting in time and they're showing up on the field.
Who's driving this bus? Who's steering the ship?
How about your individual accountability because you're getting paid to do a job?
Hold on, but you always got to be coached.
Okay.
The greatest players, Tom Brady,
All right.
the GOAT,
Ego.
before he retired, not only was he like a coach, but he was coached.
Okay.
Okay, so the reality is
The bus driver ain't going to be here
the
next year.
the NFL to me is starting to look like the WWE.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute
all right.
now.
Well, we'll break
Hold
that
on.
down. Break that down.
If I'm injured
Okay.
or sick, why would I go out in front of 10,000 people, 20,000 people, 80,000 people before the game I'm not playing in signing autographs?
Oh.
I mean, that's football.
Clarence, can you talk
I don't
upon that?
understand
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, 2 things. I think Rico was sick. Obviously, the guidance. His temperature had come down by then.
I'm not saying he wasn't sick. Let me be clear on that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was sick. The temperature had come down by then. But just from an optics standpoint, if you're sick, number one, and you got the chills, stay away from the team.
Yeah.
You could be contagious. Stay away from the fans. Go isolate yourself until you get better. None of that how they handled it, how it came about, because he came off the bus rapping and dancing like he was fine.
Yeah.
And we talked to him. He said he was sick on Saturday. And he wanted to play.
What was it? Pride sick or was it actual sick?
No, he wasn't pride. No pride.
No pride sick. Okay, good.
When did we stop playing when we were sick?
No. No. With all due respect, he had 102 feet.
Listen, man, I played
on this different day. The doctors would not let him play.
Yeah.
All right.
But the game's still the same.
The game is still the same. It's a different day. It's not the same. No, it ain't. Because they don't let you tackle the quarterback. They don't let you. There's a whole lot. There's a whole lot of change in the game.
You're right.
Okay. You can't bump. You can't grab.
You're right.
The game.
You can't hit him with the forearm. You can't bring the back no more.
Can't slap the helmet.
All I know is Ezekiel Elliott would have played.
Yes, but again, with that fever, the doctors did that. Okay, they said because of the precautions, because of health issues, you got the chills, and you got 102.
That's why back in the day those guys would hide it.
The Jordan flu. The Jordan flu game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they would definitely hide it for sure. But so there was nothing he could do.
That's
at that point.
Bump all of that. I just want to know how much control do Dak Prescott got when you 3rd and 5 and they go empty. They go 22 empty. What's going on with Dak Prescott? do he have control of how
What-
they
what-
do the
which
alignments?
play
and
are you
assignments?
talking about?
I'm talking about when he go into the red zone, money zone, green zone. Like you out
Well,
there.
first
You
of all,
get to
Dak
talk to him.
does a lot at the line of scrimmage.
He does a lot?
He does. He does change the plays, does a lot at the line of scrimmage. But you got to understand,
Okay.
you're talking about a young offensive line.
Okay.
And a young receiving core. So you can do all of that.
Right,
but
right.
they already
Right.
ain't getting the communication,
How
the stuff
about-
that come out the huddle.
But
Okay,
hold
so
on,
now
okay.
you want them to start moving people around,
Hold on.
and they're not handling it.
But
And
can
he
I
has
say
a lot of
something to this?
control.
Go ahead.
Well, let me just say this: the great Clarence Hill.
Clarence in the hot seat all of a sudden.
Most trusted
No, he
reporter.
ain't in the hot seat.
Okay, good. The
I ain't
most trusted guy.
I'm not qualified to put him in the hot seat.
Okay,
Let's
good.
be clear on that. However,
Yeah.
how about Dak Prescott don't have a running play to audible too?
Right.
How
Oh.
about he doesn't have the right personnel out there to audible into a running play?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's things like that, you know.
Yeah, so I mean, they got bigger fish to fry than worried about whether he can change the play in the red zone. They can't stop the run.
Okay.
The defensive line don't play well. You don't have your best players on defense. The offensive line is not giving you no chance. The play calling. I mean, you go to and listen. I kick that butt all you want about that interception in the third quarter. But what kind of play call was that?
Oh, it was terrible play calling, by the way. Both of the plays were terrible play calling.
I mean,
but
what
they
kind
were
of
INTs.
well, what kind of play call was that on that play to the sideline where the field is squeezed? You only got one option to throw to. You're already not blocking nobody. I mean, he tried to make a play. He should have threw the ball away.
He should have threw the ball away.
But again, the play call was horrible. The play choice was horrible. And Mike McCarthy would say that.
Yeah. They don't make plays easy.
He should
for
say
the
it. He
quarterback.
calling plays.
Yeah, but and that's the problem is that, Dan Orlovsky said that they do more things to make it difficult for a quarterback to play.
They really do.
And than any team in the NFL. And the funny thing, he came up today and said that, this system is about the quarterback. The system is about making things. Well, we can't tell. We can't tell. But how you run
the
this
thing
team.
is, the system is about the quarterback. I wouldn't argue with him that. The problem is you're playing your great quarterback out of his own skill set.
Right.
You're
Yes,
expecting him to throw 60, 70 times and make all these plays when this great quarterback we have in Dak Prescott needs a run game.
Right.
Our defense need a run game.
Right.
Yeah.
You can have all pro in every position on defense, but if you leave them out there all day, they're going to get wore out. I mean, the other guys are pros too.
Yeah. No, and Dak is at his best when he got a running game, play action pass. That's what he does best.
No,
and you don't have that.
Nope.
You know that's the main issue. Again, as I said before, we could talk about what they didn't add in the offseason. One thing they thought they did add was a defensive coordinator.
They did.
And they thought that Zimmer was going to come in and bring not only a great scheme, but also bring some discipline and bring, that I'm a tough cuss and you ain't going to make mistakes. But Zimmer's not brought any of that.
But normally when you look at the historical data on Zim's defense, it normally takes a year.
I understand that. They knew that. They knew that. But I'm just talking
They
about
didn't have a year.
He don't have a year because he's on a 1 year deal. But my point is he has no bite. And I love Zimmer. I remember Zimmer when he got it. When I first started, he was on his team. Zimmer would cuss you out. He barely talks above a whisper.
Wow.
He's an older man. He don't have the bass in his voice no more.
Right.
To get after you. Don't have the bass in the voice to get after you no more.
I just think we got to change our philosophy.
Well, it's mid-season
offense,
now. It's mid-season now.
But we're going to have to make some adjustments.
Yeah.
The new coach will make some adjustments. Because this one, think about it. Mike McCarthy's been running this thing for 30 years. That's what he talked about today. And so sometimes in your 30-year system, if you don't get with the times, it is moved past you by. Right,
That's real because the time right now, like I said, you got people who never played before. Now they're coaches in the NFL.
Right.
And they don't watch film. They look at numbers.
Yeah.
A player go to the coach and say, well, coach, how do I get better? Well, here's the analytics.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But to say
That's what's happening.
that we're going up against the third-ranked offense in the National Football League, the Atlanta Falcons, and they got they off the tree of Sean McVay and Scott Was it Sean McVay and
Sean McVay.
Yeah, it's Kyle Shanahan.
Shanahan.
Yeah, Shanahan. Yeah, he's a Shanahan type of dude.
It's Shanahan tree. Sean McVay came from Shanahan.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to see some more of those jet motions, those stretch zone runs. You're going to see your boy Bijan Robinson. How are we going to stop him, bro? What we going to do to slow that thing
After
down?
he score, you're going to get the ball back.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Nah,
What's your thoughts on Donald Wilson out there versus putting someone else against that Kyle Pitts?
The bottom line is this: it's a copycat league,
Right.
and teams they saw the safeties have struggled with the tight end last week.
Right.
Well, you know they gonna do some of that crossing pattern of Kyle Pitts to do the same thing that what happened last week.
Right, with Kittle.
With Kittle. So they're gonna try to copy it. Can the Cowboys stop it? The only way you're gonna stop it is if you change personnel, or try to stop it. You're gonna have to put somebody because Donovan can't cover. Donovan never could cover.
Yeah, he's a box safety down inside.
He'll blow you up.
He can never good. That was never his game. And then to put him out there trying to cover a tight end, that's not his game. Now, are you gonna get a young guy the chance? It's about time.
It's about time.
So that's an issue. Offensively, the Falcons do not rush the passer. They got good secondary players, but they
Six sacks.
They got 6 sacks on the season. So
And shout out to Matthew Judon.
You hopefully, well, he ain't got but one. But which we shall not to.
Let's not him be an all-pro because he's going up against Terrence Steele.
You would think he could have an Adrian Claiborne type game. I don't know if you old enough to remember Adrian Claiborne. He has 6 sacks against Chaz Green in one game against the Cowboys.
Almost ruined that career.
Ruined that career, but you have a chance. There should be room to throw and room to maneuver the ball in the passing game because this Falcons defense don't get to the quarterback like that.
Right, but they are the 15th ranked defense in the National Football League. So how do we attack with our poorest ranked offense? How do we do?
Dak has to use his feet more, and that's one thing we talked about. He has not run the ball. He has not.
Here's the question:
he has not activated his feet.
Why do you think he hasn't done that? Now he talked about it today, but why do you think he hasn't done that?
Yeah.
A lot of things. They're behind. He's certainly trying to throw the ball down the field. I think that he's trying to be cautious. Certainly, he has not run as much since having that fractured ankle a couple of years ago.
Right.
They don't do the zone read. It's like they used to do early in his career. They don't call the runs.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, Dak has less rushing yards than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should not be the case.
He has less
Joe Flacco.
He has rushing yards than Joe Flacco.
That should really not be the case.
This is a guy whose career in college was about being a dual threat quarterback.
Can I come in on that?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Oh, okay. Break it down, Stacey.
Because my humble opinion,
Okay.
first of all, I believe Dak is a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but McCartney ain't used to. His offense don't want a dual threat quarterback.
How about that?
Okay, he want an Aaron Rodgers, a Tom Brady, a drop
Brett
back.
Favre,
Brett Favre.
all the guys
all
he's
that.
had.
So I'm saying, if you want to keep your job
Too late
and
for
you
that.
want to win games, you need to adjust. And you need to adjust this week.
Bruh.
Yeah.
But obviously, what I understand is some people are arrogant and stubborn.
Right.
So
Well, I think it's more, and we've seen this from other players. You've seen it from other coaches. I've had success doing this. I know this works.
Yeah.
And so when you hire these guys, whoever they are, you hire in their whole package.
Correct.
And if you don't want that package no more, you got to go get a new package.
Right.
There'll be a new package next year, but you got to get
well,
a new package.
you have to be careful when you hire.
Now, that's
this
the
person.
$64,000 question.
Yeah.
It's not getting rid of McCarthy
Right.
is okay. It's who you bring in.
Who you bring in.
Well, they
And this
need to bring in.
And they got to fit with Jerry Jones.
They need to bring in who they were going to bring in before McCartney.
Right. True.
They're not bringing Herb up in there.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Jock said that.
To bring Herb up in there.
Hey, nobody ever hired Herb.
Herb had his shot.
And ain't nobody ever hired Herb and Art Browse again. Okay.
Wait. You know what? That's a whole nother show. I'm going to chill out.
Ain't nobody hired. Listen, Listen, you trying to get a job on the staff now. He gonna be that director of player personnel. Now you trying to get on the staff. Lynn, your feeling just from being, obviously your son plays. Is it disillusionment? Is there still hope in the season? Where you at?
Man, as Ezekiel's father, watching him play since he was 7, I've always had to trust the process.
Right.
Even though when it looked kind of weird.
Right.
And it's something that you said one time. You said he's always been the man. Actually, he hasn't always been the man.
Okay.
Ezekiel ain't always been the man. Every position Ezekiel ever got, he had to work up to get it. So when he went to Ohio State, Jock, he was 5th string running back as a freshman.
Okay.
Till he blew that dude up on the kickoff return. And
Yeah, but that's as a freshman.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No,
Stop.
but at Ohio State, you play early.
Freshman. Yeah.
It was a freshman.
I know, I know.
That's like what you sound like. You sound like Jordan. Man, when I was a freshman, I got cut off the JV.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. And that burned me. I've been motivated because I got cut. You was a freshman.
Hey, what do you say? I took it personally.
Right. You was a freshman.
But this is the thing.
You weren't supposed to be on the varsity.
This is the thing, though.
Yeah.
Even though he was a freshman, he moved up
He did.
to 2nd as a freshman.
Right, because he's the man.
But when
Because he was the man.
Now, when it was time for goal line and stuff, they didn't trust him.
Okay. Now you gonna bring that back up. Now you gonna bring that goal line back up. Now you gonna bring the goal line.
I'm just saying.
He worked
They bring that goal line.
However, but I had to trust the process.
Yes.
Process.
I had to trust
It was a
Irvin
true
and what he was doing.
freshman.
So,
They had
to answer your
every
question,
draft, every year they had
I trust
5-star
Jerry
running
Jones.
backs.
I trust Jerry Jones. I trust Mr. McCartney. Carthy, what is one of his? Because one of those McCarthys I don't care for. From Colorado.
That's McCartney.
Okay.
That's McCartney.
McCartney.
I'm all over.
You mad about the 5th down
You
still?
damn right.
You still talking about the 5th down? You play?
Deion said this. I can't stand Colorado. I'm sorry. I
That
love
was the
you,
5th.
bro.
That was the 5th down. That was 100 years
Damn
ago.
down, I know.
Was you in school at that time?
Well, I was playing.
What year was that?
1990, brother.
Man, I was in Kansas City. I might have covered that game.
You probably did.
I worked at the Kansas City Star at the time. He was still playing. I was working at the Kansas City Star. Why you going?
Ezekiel Elliott mama in the building. She was there.
Let me talk to you
Dog,
something.
put your hand up.
Well, I used to go down to Columbia, Stevens College.
Hey, cut the tape. Cut the tape.
Well, it was an all-girls school.
Man,
My
they were so
God.
rich they were flying their horses in.
Man, they was beautiful.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, my
like
God.
wine.
You hear me?
Like wine.
I fell in love with some little girl from St. Louis with the Stevens.
Back on your question. I trust Jerry Jones. I trust the head coach.
Trust the head coach.
I trust every damn body.
Yeah.
I trust Dak Prescott.
Right.
my God.
I definitely trust Ezekiel Elliott and the rest of his teammates.
Okay.
So I keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Hope alive. Hold on. Pain is ended. That's what hope means.
Keep hope alive, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, too.
We've been here a long time today. Good time.
Score predictions.
We'll be back next week. Score predictions. Are you going to do that?
Oh,
Y'all want to do it?
How you gonna do that?
Hey,
You gonna do
hey,
that?
come on with it.
Every week y'all
Start
take
with
this
him and work your way down to me. Come
Every
on.
week y'all take the show to another level.
Score prediction. Come on.
Okay.
Come on with it.
Job.
I gotta keep real. I mean, the Falcons, 27-14.
Cowboys?
Falcons, he said. You know he said Falcons.
Now rest assured.
Rest assured.
On my podcast, Jacques Talk, Clarence picked the Falcons. On the Media Mash, he picked the Cowboys. I'm curious as to what he'll pick on this show.
Do? Yeah, what you gonna pick on this show?
I'm going to pick the Cowboys. They up against it. They up against the trouble.
We gonna give $100 to the closest score.
They up against the trouble.
$100 to whoever get close.
The
we'll give $100
Cowboys,
away.
you know, I'm going to pick them 23-20. They gonna pull something out their butt.
You done narrowed the score from this afternoon.
Y'all the narrative. Yeah,
We'll ask him tomorrow.
Y'all ready for me?
Yeah. Y'all
ready
go
for the
last. I go
ambassador?
last. The ambassador, Elliott. Come on.
Remember
man.
I said this to you, Cowboy Nation.
All right.
23-21. Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, 15 carries for 110 yards.
God damn! Listen, can I get a 10? Where'd I get them 10 racks at?
Out of my brother's vest pocket.
Can I get 10 racks on that? You heard it, 10 racks right here. 10
Out of my
racks.
brother's vest pocket.
10 racks right here.
All right. Let me see if I can top that.
Now we got to have him go now.
34.
They ain't scored 34 in 2 weeks.
34-28 Cowboys.
Man, you got
Come
34
on,
points?
34 points. Somehow
They gonna get a turnover?
You heard it here.
You heard it here.
You heard it
First,
here.
and Echo Lounge, baby.
And before we close out,
Come on.
show me the tape.
Show them tape.
You want them? Yeah, you want them 10 racks? Yeah. Show them the tape.
I got them
Make it go viral.
I got those 10 bands
10 racks
in my brother's vest pocket.
He gonna pull it
got
out.
My Buckeye brother.
He gonna pull it out.
Do y'all hear me?
10 racks. Show them
You heard
10
it
racks.
34-28 Cowboys, baby.
Hey,
let's go.
Appreciate you
Cowboys.
guys. We'll be back here next Thursday.
Come
Cowboys
on
and
with
chill. You know we have fun. Be in the house.
Yes.
Come on with it.
Go
Come on with
Cowboys.
it. Yeah.
Give me my theme music.
Yeah.